episode 536. Woo! Who knows if this will work?
Who knows?
Difficulties aplenty.
Technical difficulties. I would say like it's one of those maybe, but Mercury isn't in retrograde, so we can't even blame it on the cosmos.
No,
so
it's just
incompetence
or
and I will call it faulty wiring.
Faulty wiring.
Yeah,
that's
going to be a external locus of control and blame everybody else.
Well, we're here for now anyway. How's Sarah today?
I'm doing real well. I'm doing super fantastic because, because you know how I was having like bad car luck for a little bit.
Yeah, all kinds of luck.
All kinds of luck, right? Mm-hmm. But we like turned that around. So I got a flat tire the other day, or I ran over like a nail or a screw or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was hearing it for like I was like, what is that weird noise? It just feels a little different. And then like, of course, air's coming out. So, luckily I know how to change a tire. And let me tell you, as a do-it-yourself kind of gal and somebody who likes to, get opportunities to like flex those muscles, those DIY fix-it muscles, it was really fun. And I was like kind of happy that it happened because I haven't changed a tire in like years. So, it's kind of nice to like brush up on those skills and everything like that.
Is it like riding a bike?
It was like riding a bike, except I missed a very important part of it, or I put the emergency brake down, but like not far enough. And then I thought I was on flat enough ground, but I didn't put a block in front of my wheel.
Jesus.
And as soon as I lifted up the jack, it did roll off. And thank God I didn't squish myself. Could you imagine? I was on Instagram Live doing it. Could you imagine if I had... Yeah. I mean, it was like minor. It like that kind of stuff like happens. It was like no biggie. And my, luckily my hands were out of the way.
So the car coasted... is what you're telling me.
It didn't coast. It just it just fell off the jack. Like the jack went up and it just went boop, and like the jack just fell. And then it stopped. It didn't go anywhere. It was like boop, and just like that's it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it was still like in my mind. I was like,
die.
Me too, Susie. What if that? I thought I had that like rush of like a panic, and like as I was finishing up the job. I was like, oh, my God, that could have been way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would have been a lot of...
good learning lesson.
That's all I need. You know what I mean?
I mean, it definitely would have gotten a lot of views, a lot of hits. I could have, right. That shit's going viral for sure.
That's what I mean. Like, it's the only time we'll ever get press is, like, if we die or get a DUI.
That, Suze, you are... it's so sad that you are correct on that.
I know.
But I make sure, like, there's nothing I want less than my mugshot, period. But also being public, and that, like, the idea of, like, that happens to so many people from reality TV that they get, like, a DUI and then they're all over TMZ. That's my nightmare.
Like, do you ever think, though, like, if you...
Also, driving drunk is terrible.
Well, yes. But if you were in a position where you were being arrested for something like that, have you ever thought about what you would do in your mugshot?
Oh, well, probably it's me, Suze. I'll be crying hysterically.
That's so true.
I'm just like glad that I have better mascara now, so like I won't be. At least I won't look like Erica Jane from Real Housewives.
I'm very glad you mentioned that because I did want to find out. I mean, I watched your whole story about how you have been in the dark ages regarding makeup, and like you waltzed into Sephora or something, and they introduced you to these new products. And here's what I'm wondering.
Yes.
Because you said, like, it's been so long since you bought makeup and they've, like, innovated or something.
Yes,
so
it's different.
When was the last time you bought? Like, the Clinton administration?
For sure, Suze. The last time I purchased makeup from a not drugstore place, well, here's what happened is I worked for a... like high-end beauty boutique called Planet Beauty.
Yeah.
And I worked there even when I was on the real world. I was like, this is great. They let me leave like and go for 3 months and like I'll just come back. And I got that job because I hate paying a ridiculously high price tag for beauty products. It just seems like, oh, this is stupid. But I do understand the importance of ingredients and quality and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, get me a job at a place where I can get a discount. And so much of that stuff, because people would come back and return things that they like didn't even use, and you have to like destroy it or get rid of it, or I can't remember. There's a name for it, but whatever they call it. So my manager would like let us keep it. So I had like stockpiles of makeup that was good makeup, but then it starts to run out, and then that shit was like 10 years old. I probably worked at Planet Beauty. I mean, it was before I was married. It was 2000. When did I get married? 2015, 14, 13, 12. Probably 2012. It's been 10 years.
Yeah, because I remember when I was pregnant, you got me stuff from there, like skin stuff and everything. So okay, maybe 8 or 9 years.
Yeah,
and
8 or 9 years.
What have they created? Maybe I don't know.
It's more recognizing the difference between like the drugstore over like kind of like the ingredients that it just seemed like. Okay, I'll put it this way. You know when you buy off-brand crayons?
Yeah.
And then you buy Crayola crayons and you color with them, those waxy ones?
Yeah.
It was like that. Where it like doesn't stick all the way to the paper, and the color isn't as good, and it like you got to draw a lot, and then it's like feels weird. Mm-hmm. It was like that, and it felt like all the ingredients would separate.
Oh my.
And so, just like quality ingredients and stuff that's good. And it wasn't even that much more expensive.
Is it like, foundation and stuff, or are you talking like mascara and eyeliner?
Mascara? Uh-huh. I should do a video of my haul. And my haul is
like,
3 items.
Talking about?
I know. Everybody's like, what did she get?
Yeah.
Here's my favorite product that is so fucking fantastic.
What
the
is?
Dior Show mascara.
Okay.
When you're somebody who only wears like 3 products of makeup, maybe 4.
Yeah.
It's worth it to me to spend like a little more on something. I'm like, I'm going to spend a little more. It's like $30 for mascara, but still, I like, holy crap.
Okay.
Like, and it like stays on. I don't look like a raccoon. This is like not an ad, but oh my God, if Dior wants to sponsor me, they do not. They do not. I can guarantee you.
I'll tell you what is an ad, and that is something else that can make you beautiful, which is function of beauty.
Yes. Oh, well, that's where my beauty routine starts. That's is with fabulous hair.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. It's the world leader in customizable beauty because you can get formulations specifically for your hair needs. If you got curly, coily, straight, wavy, whatever.
Yes.
And maybe you're like, I want to get long hair. I want volume or oil control. They will give you exactly what you and your hair need. You just take a little quiz online. People are always emailing us about this too. They'll be like, what is Sarah's secret? I'm like, function of beauty. Don't you listen?
I tell them. How many times do I have to say it in the comments? Like, it's function of beauty. It's always function of beauty. That is the only answer.
Yeah.
The end.
So you can turn your good hair days into good hair life. Go to functionofbeauty.com/braincandy to take the quiz. You save 20% on your first order. Go to functionofbeauty.com/braincandy. Let them know you heard about it from our show and get 20% off your order. Functionofbeauty.com/braincandy. They'll send it right to you.
Yes, I get all excited even just thinking about it. I got a haircut recently, and my hairdresser was like, "Oh my gosh, your hair feels so healthy and so good." And you know how they always like try to, because it's like part of their job. They say, "Oh, what shampoo and conditioner are you using?" Like here, we've got some available in the front, and she's definitely going to like sell me on conditioner. And then I was like, "Oh no, I use Function of Beauty." She's like, "Oh yeah, that's great. Keep using that."
Good. Okay.
She like didn't even try to upsell me or switch me. She was like, "No, that's the shit.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
That's the good stuff." So. Yes, that is my beauty routine. Well, because really, after hanging out with you, I hadn't seen you in a million years, and then I like go to Susie's house, and she like always looks like a supermodel when she comes out of the bathroom. And I'm like, Are you kidding me? That is 100. I was like, I got to step my game up, at least for the photos that I've taken, at least while I'm hanging out with this one, or else we're going to look like the before and after pictures.
No. It's the opposite because I'm 7 years older than you, okay? Like, I need a lot of scaffolding to keep this shit together.
Oh, my gosh. You're so funny.
I mean, I just do. It's a public service. I don't want people to look at me and be like, yeah. Like,
oh my gosh, what's the opposite?
I'm just trying
ooga.
Well, I'm just glad that you found what you were looking for. My goal, though, is by the time I'm 50 to, like, transition into quirky older lady, like, not really wearing a lot of makeup, but wearing, like, funky eyeglasses and stuff like that.
Yes, I totally see you like that,
like,
lady.
Basically like
we're going
my
to get
mother.
you some statement necklaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe less Uggs, though. More Rothy's, less Uggs.
God, right?
She loves those
loves
Uggs.
Uggs.
Yes. I have recently been converted to Crocs.
Oh, yeah, they're very in style, you know.
Okay, yeah, they sure are.
The
and
kids
like
love them.
yes. And then, you know, we were talking about what kind of shoes are best for, like I'm in need of new, you know, when you hit that there's like, you get a bunch of stuff and then it seems like all at the same time, everything like, my hiking shoes are like falling apart. My backpacks are like ripping and breaking.
Basically, our show is now just me like commenting on all your Insta stories. But like, I saw that poll you did about those hiking shoes, and I said they could be repaired.
Yeah,
and nobody, like 70% said get rid of them.
I know. I was shocked by that too. And then I did have one listener. I wish I knew their name. Shout out to whoever did this. I really appreciate it. They sent me a link to this stuff called shoe goo. Okay. That is what skateboarders use whenever they mess up their shoes. It's like their bottoms of the soles come off. Yeah, we should be fixing that shit.
Yeah, because I want people to stop it with throwing stuff away that can be repaired.
Right. And I think I do. And they are, oh my gosh, they're my favorite. That's like my whole thing is like, I was going to say in the video too, they're like a little hug for my feet and they're perfect. And they've been like so many hundreds of miles in different countries they've traveled.
They just need a little oomph, a little something.
They need a little oomph. And maybe I could take them to a shoe place and they'll just like sew up. Right. What are we thinking? What are we doing over here with the new shoes? I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah. We'll
you sold
those.
me because you showed the bottom and you said they're still in good condition. I'm like, just glue that baby.
Glue that baby.
They look great.
Right. Yeah. I do have a complaint to make about women's hiking shoes because I did go on a quest to find, I do need like a boot, which is, you know, fine.
Okay.
But because I had one and it like was only more for like Instagram pics. It's like one of those that like, I'm like, this looks cute, but I need like the real deal here. But my big complaint, and this is like, you know, probably the fucking patriarchy again. I go on, I don't know, wherever I was looking, Zappos or whatever for shoes. And I didn't put on the filter. I just typed in hiking boots or hiking shoes. I didn't put on the filter of gender.
Oh, okay.
I found ones and I was like, oh my God, I love those. Then I went to go look for, I put them in my cart and I was like, wait a sec. Those are men's sizes.
Oh.
And then I went back to try to find, because they were beautiful, like all black, like cool looking. Then I tried to search for the same style in women's. They always got some stupid pink and purple.
Wow.
Like
it's like the Legos. Stop it.
I'm so over. Stop. Just give me. Why?
Can you get them in a men's size?
They didn't make them small enough. They stopped at 7.5 as the size for men, and I would be a 5.5 in men's. And the other thing is, men's are wider in the toe, and with hiking shoes, you need them to be pretty tight on your foot. And it just feels like, what's a gal got to do, especially in the outdoor, like, wilderness adventure category? Let's just, like, assume that these are already tough chicks who maybe aren't as into pink and purple to begin with. I don't know. Maybe that's just, like, me making assumptions. Or like my own thing. Like, I understand you could be naturey and outdoorsy and also like pink and purple. That's fine.
Yeah, but
I think
what about men's with pink and purple too then?
Thank you. That there are not. It's like nice, like, you know, military art, like green and camo and like tan and good colors for nature. And I'm like, I can't. I just like ladybugs all over my shoes.
Maybe we're weird though because they would not do it if it weren't profitable. You know, like there must be a big market for that.
Just offer me an option.
Yeah.
Just give me one option. Give me one. If you know that's
she
the thing is like
tones.
They don't. Give me earth tones. If they just did one that was like an all black one and just see how that sells, I bet they would be like, oh wait, that one does sell better. Come on.
Right, because if that's the only option, how would they know what women truly want?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just am reminded again of that skateboarding movie that I watched about, and how like the fashion and they were saying, and they just take the shoes and add pink, and it's like, I'm so over it. So yeah, I'm really fired up about a lot of sports related.
Oh my God!
Clothing,
it's been a shit show.
Attire. Susie.
I know.
Let's talk about those shorts.
Nightmare. I don't understand how the committees don't see this.
I mean,
tell the people.
I'm outraged.
Tell them what's going on.
In beach volleyball, there are specific uniforms. Fine, whatever. But the uniform for beach volleyball for women has always been this bikini that is covering nothing, and like you can see.
Yeah.
They require female. I have it pulled up here. So the federation requires female athletes to wear bikini bottoms with a close fit and a cut on an upward angle towards the top of the leg. Yeah. Fuck you. Why?
Yeah, but did you
give me the answer to why?
And you read. Not only can I not, the people that made the rule and enforce it don't know. And when you look at the men's rule, it said they can be. Like 4 inches below or above their knee, and anything as long as they're, quote, not too baggy.
Okay, this is what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Has there ever been an example or a time where we have policed men's uniforms like this, or what they were wearing?
Never.
Never. Please do the research. Try to find it. I can't.
It is sick, and it's been going on forever. And I can't believe when someone points it out that they still try to defend it.
Like, how blind do you have to be to not? And the other thing that's so annoying is you'd think that the Olympics like respect and admire these professional athletes and see them as that, not as sex symbols. Nope, not the case. Mm-mm. But it's so backwards, because then there was the woman, what's her name? Olivia Breen, who is a Paralympic runner and like track star. And she was fined. My computer wanted to play music on top of that. She was fined because they said her shorts were too short.
Wow. Yeah, you can't win.
What the hell is going on? Okay, well, we're just going to
close that. See, technical difficulties.
There's a whole bunch of that. I
don't
even know how pop-ups are just playing in the background.
I feel like there's a separate Mercury retrograde thing for technology.
Probably. Or like maybe solar flares.
I will say, however, there is plenty to love about technology, including the way that it allows us to test our own fertility and what's going on in our uterus through modern fertility from the comfort of our own home.
There's some female empowerment for you.
It's female empowerment and magical, because you will save a ton of money compared to if you went to the doctor for these same tests. You can find out about any red flags like PCOS, how many eggs you got going on in there, whether they're ready for some sperm action. You can make informed choices about your family planning or just sexual behavior. I just think that it's a great company and great thing to be able to do in the privacy of your own home for a lot less.
So much less.
And it's super easy. It's a simple finger prick. You mail it in, prepaid label, and then you get your results within 10 days. And it is very empowering.
And I love all the support that you can get from the you do get from the nurses or from anyone. If you have questions, there are real people to answer those questions for you. It's very what is that called when you get like your own power back?
It really is.
whatever that is.
Yeah, because it can be confusing, hormone levels, eggs, all that, but they have somebody that can help you decode all of it, figure it out if you have questions. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/braincandy. That means your test will cost $139 instead of several hundred or even $1,000+ if it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/braincandy, modernfertility.com/braincandy.
Yes. Yeah.
Have the computer gods stop singing to you?
They have.
Okay.
They have.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Because it's not the uniform discrepancies within, I should say, between like men's and women's sports. So there's volleyball is like this, handball. They even, in the article I read, were talking about how in badminton, who even fucking plays badminton competitively, but...
This is going to be like the curling community when I offended them, and you're going to be like, oh, okay, badminton is huge. I know badminton is huge in India. It's like...
I know.
No, that's cricket. Never mind. Never mind. I didn't even get the sport right. Fuck, that's cricket.
There's, I'm sure, a lot of enthusiasts. But anyway, they made the women keep wearing these like super revealing outfits because they said they didn't want to risk like lowering interest from men in the sport. They admitted it.
So you're just saying that it is what it is.
Well, and everybody that's ever watched women Olympics volleyball, I mean, it is a sexy situation going on.
Yeah, it really is.
And I hope they never stop wearing those beautiful outfits. But if they want to, they should be able to.
I remember being when I played volleyball when I was younger. I played, we grew up at the beach, like everybody kind of does. And then I played like club volleyball until I was in high school. And then on the week of tryouts, I was jump serving and I came down and I shattered my growth plate in my foot.
You have the worst luck.
The worst luck. So I broke my leg or my growth plate and my ankle the week before tryouts, and so I couldn't try out for the team. And then that is luckily how I found out about water polo, though, because they were like, "Oh, when that heals, you want to come play water polo?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my God, but you needed a low impact sport.
Yes, exactly, and they needed some players because it was like the second year they even had a women's water polo team at my school, and I went on to be the captain of that team 2 years in a row.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Meant to
and
be.
the high scorer. So, yeah, it was great. Volleyball or water polo was like my favorite thing ever. But back to volleyball. I was a bigger for my age. Like I was like a size 13 and 15 when I was in junior high and high school. Mm-hmm. And I loved playing volleyball, but it felt like that sport wasn't for me because I didn't fit into that bikini like that.
Oh, wow.
I felt like I really wanted to play beach volleyball with people, but I always wanted to wear board shorts and a t-shirt when I did it, especially when I'm like diving on the sand, and like I didn't want like. And when the volleyball shorts, like Speedo shorts, they have like an internal tie, so you want to make them tighter so they don't fall off. And it creates like, they're not exactly high-waisted. They're very low-waisted. And it was like a muffin top situation for sure, which I hate that word. It's so stupid. But because I love muffins and we shouldn't be doing anything that makes us feel like a pastry, like comparing our bodies to pastries. But, I just remember having this feeling of like, I'm not supposed to play volleyball because I don't look like that.
Exactly, right.
And I think that wouldn't happen if they were wearing an actual uniform, because I didn't think that about soccer. I didn't think that about basketball. I didn't think that about anything where they were wearing clothes. It felt like, well, people don't want to look at me in a bathing suit like that because my body doesn't look like that, so I guess I shouldn't play. Well, then I went on to play water polo, where I'm basically in a bathing suit the whole time, which is kind of funny. But I am underwater, and that is a sport where the women are wearing more than the men, and I'm fine with it.
Wait,
damn, did those high school boys look good in that?
Because the men just wear Speedo bottoms?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a one piece. And usually we're wearing two bathing suits because chances are good some bitch is going to rip through the first one.
Well, and I feel like if the men feel like they're uncomfortable, they should be allowed to wear like a singlet or whatever a wetsuit
for
type
sure.
Shorts.
Why does it matter?
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter at all. I will say, though, with water polo in the uniform, that was the thing. Men did not like playing against women because they say women we like cheat and we grab bathing suits under the water. And so there are moves that you can do in water polo to like wrap your arm around somebody's waist and then you spin them. You spin them like out of the direction that you want to go, and you kind of use their body as like leverage to swim in another direction. Mm-hmm. And it works so well when there's a bathing suit to grab onto you, because you just like reach around, grab the fabric, and then give a really hard twist. And that's why all of us ripped our bathing suits. Like sometimes we would wear like 2 or 3 because 100% chance. I even have a girls water polo is the most violent sport. Show me otherwise. Mm-hmm. I had so many games where I came out bleeding because women underwater would just be nasty, and they would always have to do we would have to get our fingernails and toenails checked by the refs before.
Stop it!
Swear to God, because women will use their nails. There was a game I was in where this chick who had a reputation of being like real nasty under the water, and she was guarding me, and she reached down and pinched like the skin right between like where my leg crease is, like between like my leg and my groin, and like that skin there, pinched and pulled out a whole chunk of my skin. I got out of the water and I had to get out because there was blood, and people thought I started my period.
You are lying.
I swear to God, Susie, hand to God. I had another experience where a girl used my face like a cheese grater and pushed me up against the side of the wall, because you know how the sides of pools are that horrible like material that's just
yeah.
It feels like a cheese grater. She took my face to that and like scraped the inside of my lip. I don't know. I probably got her ass on the next quarter.
I hope so. That's not okay.
I hope so. I can remember all of this like it was yesterday, and just getting out of the pool and being like, oh, we were so fired up. I used to get ejected from almost every game. I would get red carded, like, because they would like toot toot, and you'd get kicked out, and they drop a player. It's kind of like hockey. If you have a penalty, you like go sit in like a penalty box, and then you get let back in. But if you do that multiple times, they're like, you're out this quarter.
Oh my God, Sarah.
I would take out all of my teenage frustration on like just playing like.
Maybe you deserve. And
you know what? I was just
violence.
giving them back. I was giving back what.
Yeah, but who started it really?
Probably me.
It's like those people that like start smoking and then blame it on like the wrong crowd. I've never heard somebody say like, I'm the wrong crowd.
Oh my God, that is so true. I blame myself for when I lived in England. I thought it would be cool to smoke for like 1 second. It was awful.
Okay, but can we just have a minute and say like, if it weren't deadly, it is kind of cool.
I mean, not when you have the option of smoking weed.
I don't know. I prefer the look of a tobacco cigarette.
It's the smell that really does it. I think ever since I was pregnant, the smell of a cigarette makes me want to fucking vomit.
Really?
Oh my God, it's so bad. And if somebody walks by that has been smoking, or if I'm in the car and I smell I'm like so sensitive to it. I hate that smell, but I love a cigar.
I mean, I'm sure most people would agree with you. I do like the look of it. I wish it weren't deadly. It'd be nice if it were real healthy.
Right. Can you imagine?
I'll tell you what is healthy though is vitamins, and Ritual can give you the hookup.
Yes.
Whatever your needs are. If you need, just a basic daily vitamin, or maybe you're a new mom, you need a postnatal or a prenatal, all that stuff. They even have them for kids now and for men. I got Lincoln and Adam on them. It's so easy because they send them right to your door, and they are non-GMO, sugar-free, all that good stuff. And then you can feel good, like maybe filling in the gaps of what you missed in your food. But a mother doesn't always put her needs first, but Ritual does. That's why they're offering our listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/braincandy to start Essential Postnatal today. That's important too. Like if you're breastfeeding or something, you gotta.
Oh my God, yeah.
Get everything you need, but
for sure. And your mind is probably so like. You're so drained, like you're putting other needs, your baby's needs first. So, take care of yourself.
Yes.
And I got myself the prenatal ones because they are so great for your hair.
They are hair.
And, and like maybe one day I'll have a baby.
You're prenatal,
so,
technically.
not too early. Yeah, I'm prenatal, technically. And you know what I love about them is the other ones, the regular ones are flavored like mint. They're like a minty flavor so that you don't have to like deal with the flavor of a vitamin. They were so kind at Ritual to make the scent or the flavor on the prenatal one sweet orange.
Oh, that's
And when I was pregnant, sweet orange is the only smell that helped my nausea.
Right? Everyone says it's like citrus or ginger.
Yep. Oh, yes.
Right.
And ginger, they shove so much ginger down your throat if you have
That's so true.
like hyperemesis gravis that I can't even eat ginger candy or that anymore because it just reminds me of being nauseous. So this is like the perfect flavor for that.
That's a good tip. I did not know that.
Yes, I since I got my new bottle, my little re-up, and I switched it out. I wanted to make sure because I put it in my mouth and I was like, oh, well, isn't this great? And then I'm like saying it out loud to myself, and Bo's like, huh? So yes. So that is my whole. I'm glad that we gave me a chance to really vent about both. Well, we both got a chance to really vent about our feelings about the Olympics that stupid discrimination.
And it's sort of like everyone can see this. So why isn't it just an immediate, like, let's change this stupid rule?
Right. Is it because, like, then they have to admit they were wrong?
Yeah,
and
I think so.
Like, who is this this federation? Like, let me see these people.
Honestly.
Give me the panel. I really want to see who they are. Look me in the eye when you tell me that that's okay.
Well, they're dropping the ball
real.
in every way. I mean, you already talked about the swim caps for people of color. Then
Do we have an update on that?
No. I think it's the same type of thing where they can't say, wait, did they change it?
I feel like they said, I feel like you told me maybe that they were like, oh, we're going to look into it.
Yeah, they did say
Which
that.
is so classic.
What is there to look into?
What are they? It's dismissive. It's like, right. What is there to look into?
They're messing up with the breastfeeding,
I assume it's a
too.
sir.
Like a lot of people.
Oh my God! Not allowing the woman to have her baby there because it's considered another person, like another. You can't bring any guests.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's inconceivable, but it is real.
And then I was reading in this article, it also said that there have been cases of religious discrimination. And back in 2012, the Iranian women's soccer team was disqualified for showing up in headscarves.
Yeah.
That's
sick.
So gross.
Yeah. I just don't get it.
Really mad. Especially when you're selling the Olympics as this unifying global event that's designed to be this showcase of athletes
like
from all different backgrounds. Yes. And even like Paralympics, like let's I don't want to say like at least for, this group, but no, for everyone. But come on.
Yeah.
Like let's really take a look at these old rules and I just don't like how I think things like these rules, they need to be updated. And, I say this even in relationships. You need to negotiate the relationship. You need to, as we evolve, as we grow, we need to look at how we did things before and see, does that still work? Does that model still work? Do we need to adjust this for what we know now? I don't like that it's, nope, let's just keep it the same. And then if something happens, then we'll change it. That seems like so much more work in a way.
Well, it feels like, those laws in a bunch of states where it's like illegal to have anal sex or, something
walk
like
down
that.
the sidewalk holding an ice cream on the second Thursday of the month.
Yeah. Okay. So they just generally don't enforce that stuff. But with the Olympics, they're still enforcing this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what's real crazy. It'd be one thing if it were just on paper, but no. They're enforcing it.
Do you think it's one of those things where, I think back to the steroid situations of the, 80s or whenever that was, 90s. Do you think it's one of those things where they are so enforced because other countries are looking for anything that they can get another country disqualified for? That they're all tattling on each other?
Oh, maybe.
I think that might be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just Sarah's got a theory.
Yeah, they report each other.
Yeah, that they're like, hey,
they're
by the way,
tattletales.
like, yeah, and like Norway's volleyball team may be really good, and they're like, oh, just so you know, they're not following the shorts rule. Just so you know, these guys over here are wearing different swim caps to do anything they can to try to get them disqualified.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But it's like infuriating, and they better change it.
Yeah. Ugh, gosh. Let me see if I have things to talk about that aren't infuriating.
Yeah, what do you got that's like... You're usually the one with the good news. I come in here with all the doom and gloom.
Okay, I'll mix it up. I'll throw a little good news thing in between here. Mm-hmm. This is kind of fun, especially for those of you who like gardening. The world's first underwater vegetable garden has opened, and it grows lettuce and basil in perfect temperature.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like this new way that they've invented to... Mm-hmm. This is where we should grow all plants, or all food. There's so much good that comes from it. The flavors are more intense. You don't have to use pesticides because there are no bugs. Mm-hmm. So you can keep a more, what do they call
sustainable?
Like,
or
yes, it's definitely sustainable. So it turns out that underwater are like the perfect growing conditions for plants, and all of the things that become really difficult on the land are kind of solved underwater. One of those being like the bugs. Bugs are like, not there, like I said. And also there's something about the pressure. That the pressure, I don't know if it speeds up the process or who knows. Well, they probably know. But it's putting out and producing really good basil and tomatoes. And of course, guess where this is?
Australia.
Italy.
Oh, yum.
Yes. And what I loved is that the article referred to them as a team of Italian brainiacs. And I was like, I'm already in.
Yeah, right.
I already love them. Say no more.
Wait, so yeah, this is going to sound silly, but like, okay. So I'm even picturing like, sometimes I buy the hydroponic tomatoes or the hydroponic lettuce, the living lettuce.
Yeah.
Okay. So the living lettuce has soil. And so is this a soil situation?
It is a soil situation.
Okay.
So what happens is... But that's actually a good question because it's probably different.
Well, because it would just be
mud. And it didn't say in there, right, that there's got to be some new, and it doesn't say what they used, but they did say how they do it. So what happens is they create these little pods under the water that kind of look like jellyfish, right? They've got a dome-shaped top and then these tentacle-like feet that connect to the ground. And but there's an opening in between. And so what divers do is divers swim up and they enter this little air pocket where this little dome is created. So the pressure of that air pocket allows for the plants to grow.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and it's really cool. They like dive in and they swim up and then pop their head up, and it's like strawberries and basil, they said, and tomatoes, and they're doing really well.
It sounds to me like at this stage it wouldn't be cost, effective.
Yeah.
But maybe if they keep improving it and make it easier.
Yes, I think so. And I think that it might solve a lot of the problems that we have of like not having nutrient-dense soil on Earth. I mean, oh my God, isn't that crazy?
That makes me really
fucking up our planet so much. It really is. It really does. Because this year, holy crap.
Well, yes. I mean, come on, people.
Holy crap.
That's why I'm saying repair your shoes, for fuck's sake.
Okay, we gotta learn because there might not be a chance for even shoes in the future. So you better learn how to fucking fix what you got because, man, oh man, I mean, if you're not on fire, you're underwater.
Honestly,
that's what it feels like. This half of the planet's on fire, and the other half is flooding.
Yep, it's terrible.
And fucking Jeff Bezos is going to goddamn space.
Yeah, thanks for ranting about that because, boy,
Susie. I'm so mad about it.
It's funny because when I get mad, I go quiet, but when you get mad, you go loud.
I'm like, and another thing.
Like, yeah, what she said.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, I had to like, I wanted to say I had a day of therapy that day, and I was just like, do not start a rant right before a session. Just wait till the end of the day and then pop on there, because I was like, it just pains me to see that motherfucker. I just don't like him.
Tell me why he doesn't, why all of them, it's not just him.
Right.
These billionaires don't see how callous their their hobbies are, their bazillion dollar hobbies are.
This has got to be something like that. The book that we read called the Sociopath Test?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that there are elements of that. There are
yeah.
elements of the psychopath test. I think there's just elements of like extreme narcissism and
you're right.
delusions of grandeur.
Because that's the only way you could end up with that much in the first place, is if you shut off that moral compass or you don't have one to begin with.
For fucking sure.
Yeah.
And I just love all of the memes that are coming out about his ex-wife, and how she took the money and donated it to, HBCUs. And
the thing is, she gave away $3 billion and still ended up with more than she started with. Like, she can't give it away fast enough. $3 billion, and it was still more than what she began with when she got her settlement.
Jeez.
It's
like, why doesn't just still? And then I saw this other article that it broke down what could have been done, what major things need to be funded, what huge projects are going on right now, like world health crisis shit that would only take, like, I think it said in the article that Jeff Bezos would be able to feed 39.3 million people with his trip up there. 39.3 million people would have food, it's not like he's doing anything that hasn't been fucking done before, and all you did was do it in something that looked like a dick. Mm-hmm. That's the only difference. And you don't get to call yourself an astronaut. You went up there for 11 seconds.
Did you like that lady that went up with him, though? Do we like that?
Yeah, I do like that, but I think that's one of those things where they threw that in there so that we can, we have to be like, but look at this.
Right.
No. Don't do that red herring, distract me or whatever, call from the problem thing. I don't want any of that. Don't do that bullshit.
I'm sorry. I just wondered where we
No, not
stood
you.
on that.
You're fine. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm talking to the you that's out there that is the patriarchy. Yeah. That's the you I'm fucking talking to, and I'm all fired up about it. Golly. I like it. It really did make me mad. And then oh my God, I have to give credit. I have to find out what her name is and get her name, because the best tweet ever came from that. That might be my favorite one I've ever seen. Oh my God, I'm going to take my time, of course, to pull this up here. It's the one that said, basically what happened proved that girls go to, what is the saying?
Oh, yeah,
girls go to something to get more knowledge, and boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider.
Well, right. Was that something we said in elementary school?
Yes.
Okay.
It sure was.
Yeah.
Girls go, Jupiter to get more stupider. And girls go, girls go to
college.
college to get more knowledge. And boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. And the tweet was just so perfect that I know. Her name's Rohita Kadambi. ROHITA KADAMBI. She's a aspiring comedian and TV writer. And she is a comedian and she's an aspiring TV writer. And you should definitely follow her, because that tweet was the fucking best. She said Mackenzie Scott donated her money to HBCUs while her ex cosplays being an astronaut, definitely proving that girls go to college to get more knowledge and boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. That's the funniest tweet ever. I read that and I cracked up, because I love all those little sayings like that.
Yeah. Damn.
Yes.
It's a sad story, though.
Yeah. This is, however, a really nice segue that I just set myself up for with the saying thing. For another story that I have to talk to you about. I read this article about how there is a group of people who believe that birds are actually government-issued drones.
Oh, my God.
And here's why I know, and it gets worse. And here's why I was like, oh, maybe like what about that saying? Like they had a march, I don't know, there's some kind of event where they were like protesting, who knows, birds, I guess. And they all were chanting. One guy was like, if it flies, and then everybody else goes, it spies. If it flies, it spies. And in my mind, as I'm watching this, I'm like, did that motherfucker just come up with that and then think, how can I turn that into like what? I want to know which came first. What's the chicken or the egg thing? Yes. And then everything else. So this whole ridiculous conspiracy theory that apparently is like making waves and also making money. And how I especially know this is when I went in to type, to like find out more info and see any other articles on this. So I typed in "birds aren't real" because that's the name of the organization.
Oh my God!
And then I was going to type "birds aren't real" and then something that started with a C, like I can't remember maybe community or something like that. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that comes up, coupon code. No. And I was like, dang, a coupon code for their merch.
You're kidding.
And I am not kidding. And that is like, means that maybe there's, there are 388,000 followers on their Facebook.
And how many do you think are ironic followers?
Okay, so I really believe that this was started as a comedy project. That's like what the aviation society is saying. Like, this is not real. Like, fuck off, guys. And the person who started it's like wrote on the website that this began in 1970, except all of his posts date back. Like the earliest post is 2017. So this guy's full of shit. And he looks exactly like what you'd think this guy looks like. Okay. In fact, I'm going to send you his picture because I want you to see. Because I was like, I took a screenshot of this because I'm like, I need Susie to like know what kind of dude would do this. And it's everything you can imagine from a person. Oh my God, he's so gross. And so I think he like originally said he claims that, oh no, it's real. It's like this. I really believe this.
Oh
no. Right.
Oh God. He has like those Ray-Bans on or whatever those lenses are.
Oh, but like the.
Yeah. Not the ones you get at Wendy's.
Sport glasses. Yes. Those ones that you definitely are getting at like, AM, PM or something. And there's like posters with propaganda and they all have like, T-shirts and everything. And I get, okay, maybe this is one guy's satire and like, poking fun at like QAnon stuff. But there's a lot of fucking dumb people who I think believe this. And that's the scary part to me.
There's a lot of great scholarship on conspiracy theories. And really what it amounts to is like, in times of extreme upheaval and uncertainty and all that, these things increase. It's a way for people to feel like they're in control and not being, duped. And it's usually like feeling oppressed and not wanting to be. So you decide that you have more insight than most people. It's just really sad.
Oh, that's fascinating. That makes total sense to that feeling of you're being oppressed.
Yeah, or like
so that's where
you
this
have no control over your, and income inequality. The bigger that gap gets, the worse these things are. But like, what do they want to do about it? What are they worried about? Like, do they want all the drones dead or what?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, they have a big job to do then.
Big job to do. Yeah, and then
which
isn't it kind of funny that all of the drones go south for the winter? Isn't that kind of wondering about that?
What government is doing it? Because birds are all over the world.
I think the CIA.
The U.S. CIA.
I believe it's the U.S., I think. Who the fuck knows? I don't even think of these people who are like, he's just shouting things like, birds are a myth, they're an illusion, they're a lie, wake up, America, wake up. It's like, come on.
Right. They haven't sorted out all the details yet, but they know something's up.
Yeah. But the article that I read was in the New York Times, I believe, and it said that the genius of this project is that birds aren't real is a digital breadcrumb that leads, trail that leads to a website full of ready to buy merchandise, and and it's selling like hotcakes because even like people, even just like ironically, or just to like be like,
sure, what do they say is what is bird poop to them then?
Oh, you're asking such good questions, Suze. I don't know.
Like what they must have an answer for that, and I guarantee you,
I'm
it's
sure
stupid,
they do.
But
for sure, 100% stupid. Everything that they're doing is stupid to me.
Oh God! And then like the eggs that they lay and the little hatchlings.
Right. We have so many questions. Yeah. And wow, look at how good that drone built a nest.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
look at how
sad.
cute that drone is, tweeting on my little patio like furniture out there, like as he's sitting and singing his little bird song.
Well,
I've really become a bird enthusiast, so I would like to thank you for the binoculars that you gave me. And I know the birds are not drones because I watch them with my binoculars.
I know. I love birding. And
birding is so fun.
It really is fun and is a great way to do the thing we always talk about where you sort of are in the moment. And
oh, that is very mindful.
I forget the wording that it used in that one article I read, but it was about something like passive attention. Basically, where something has your attention, but it's like not stressful. It's just enjoyable.
Yes, it's just like watching.
Yeah.
Like I hope maybe this show could be for people.
Yeah, let's wind it down since we're soothing right now.
Yeah. We talked about some conspiracies. We got very worked up.
We talked about Sarah's makeup discoveries, which, I mean, who knew she was so behind? She always looks so nice and put together.
Oh, my gosh. I had a little burp in my throat if you saw where I went for a second. But thank you so much. Yeah, that was not part of the plan.
We were mad about uniforms and patriarchy.
So worked up, as per usual.
My favorite quote of the episode, though, by far was, she used my face like a cheese grater. Because that really paints a picture.
Yeah, I think so, too. And it definitely felt like that. And the inside of my lip looked like something that had just been put through cheese grater.
Wow.
Yeah. And, so,
just follow
those stories
us.
And just,
subscribe.
Oh, can you guys follow me on TikTok, too?
Oh, my God, please. For the love of God.
Because I become like I'm like a TikTok creator now. So follow me on there. It'll be so fun.
Oh, God. I love it. We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out our merch. We're always updating it. And join one of our book club or our doc club. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.